Hey yo, it's Jamie here. For you that don't know my name, well, it's Jamie. Now, I put a little video up before saying that I was thinking about rebranding my channel, really, and taking it in a different direction, which is what I'm going to do. So as you can see, I'm in a car. I came to Saville Park in Halifax for a walk around. The device that I was going to take this video on, the battery's dead, so we're off to a really good start, you know, because I check all these things before we go. And then I get to Saville Park and it's absolutely heaving with cars. Like, it took me about 10 minutes to find a car parking space because I forgot the setting up for the Yorkshire agricultural show. So we can't actually walk through the field, but we can walk around it, so that's what we're going to do. So that's Saville Park there. As you can see, the setting up for the agricultural show, which I believe is on August 10th. So yeah, we're probably, let me just make sure that you saw that. We're probably, I'd like to go to that because I do like all that sort of thing. I think it's quite fun. So yeah, it's getting, now the temperature out here is getting a bit more cooler, which is nice because I am not built for heat, as you could probably tell at the minute anyway. And that's yeah. So a little bit about Saville Park. It's not named after somebody else with that surname, but we won't go there because if it was, I am 100% sure that they'd have renamed it by now, to be fair. Saville Park was actually owned by the Saville family, who owned land in Huddersfield and Halifax in the 1800s. I think it was about 1860 something, 1864 or 1869. I can't remember if they gave or if they sold this land back to Halifax. There was some provisos that were set, and one of them was that it was only to be used for recreational purposes and that it was to be free to use at all times. They weren't allowed to build walls around it or anything like that, because there is somewhere else that I'm going to take you, and it was actually walled off. So yeah, and back in the 1800s, Halifax was full of mills, carpet mills, wool mills, any sort of mill that you could think of. It was in Halifax. Halifax actually was one of the leaders in the Industrial Revolution, so there's a lot of history in Halifax, which is pretty good. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking you around some places of historical interest. I'll show you some places where they filmed some TV shows that you might know or might have watched, and yeah, so I think it's going to be pretty good. I do need to get some things. I want to get like a selfie stick. I'm going to get a better camera. I think we'll figure it out as we go along anyway. And that's, so yeah, Saville Park. So yeah, that's a little bit of history about it anyway. And that's, so anyway, I'll quit the blethering for a minute and we'll just we'll have a nice little walk. It is, what, 9 o'clock in the morning, so there is a lot of folk going to work, so this road here is busier than what it normally is and that. But yeah, if I could figure out how to not take a picture and actually turn this camera around, that'd be a lot better, but I don't know how to do it. Is that it? Oh, who knows. I'll just point my phone the other way and hope for the best. So there's a chip shop across the road just over here, a chippy. I don't know if you can see it, the chippy. I ended up actually nearly running that because, for you that don't know, that's what I do for a living. I fry fish. We have a family chip shop in Ipperham, which I'll take you around. There is actually a video on my channel called The Day in the Life of the Hippie Haddock, so if you want to find that and have a look, you can do. And also in the background up here is Crossley Heath School and Wainhouse Towers. I think it's called Wainhouse Towers, just up there in the background, you see it? And that's yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll go down to that at some point as well. And yeah, there was a time many years ago when my youngest daughter was very little. I took her to this chip shop here and we sat on one of them benches there, and I got some chips and I put too much salt on her chips and she couldn't eat them because I'd put too much salt on. And I says, well, I'll go get you some more, but she didn't want any more. She's now 18 and she must have been about 5 at the time, and it still plagues me to this day with the guilt of putting too much salt on her chips. So Chloe, I apologise again. Now, I'm not quite sure how far or what distance it is around Saville Park. I'll find out and I'll plop it on screen there somewhere if I remember, which I probably won't. So if it just showed up on screen how far around it is Saville Park, then wow, fair enough. So it seems there's a lot of parking, cars parked up here. Like I say, it is 9 o'clock ish on a Wednesday morning, so there is a lot of folk going to work. I know that they're doing or starting to do some work at the local hospital, which is just round the corner from here. They're closing one of the big car parks to build a multi-storey or something like that. So up here we'll probably get busier because obviously there'll be hardly anywhere to park at the hospital, but it's like every hospital in Britain, in the parking, absolute nightmare. If you get on the unfortunate end of having to use a hospital and you're using your car, it can be add to the stress, but it is what it is. Oh well, there goes that idea, because I got all my dates completely wrong. So yeah, as you can see, it's probably backwards. It was the agricultural show, but it looks like it was on the 2nd of August and not the 10th, so we've missed it. Oh well. But when this park is open, it's a very popular spot for dog walkers and families that come, and on a summer's night it's beautiful. I've seen this little, it used to be a water fountain, Obviously it won't be used now for the obvious reasons, and that's yeah, interesting looking thing. They are dotted. This is presented by Joseph Thorpe in 1869, so it's been there quite a while. These things, they are dotted quite all the way around Halifax really. I've seen loads of them. There's some in a couple of other parks. So yeah, we will be going round some of the other parks as well in Halifax, and then we'll see. Me and my wife have just been away for a few days. We went to Lincoln. Now Lincoln is absolutely gorgeous. There's all sorts of stuff to see there because we like cathedrals and castles and, you know, oldie worldy sort of stuff. So Lincoln, you really can't go wrong with that. It's a nice big church there in the background. I've never actually been in that church. I might see if we can go in sometime, see if it's okay to film in there, because sometimes it's not okay to film in places like that, is it? You know, if there's a service going on or something, then obviously you don't want to be filming that. I don't even think you're allowed to film it really. So let's have a look. But like I say, you usually can walk on the other side of that fence, and the field itself is humongous. They do all sorts of stuff here. They have well, the agricultural show. They also have circuses when the circus comes to town. I believe they've had fun fairs, all sorts of stuff on there. But it must be taking some time to take everything down. But yeah, it's a shame we missed that, but oh well, it'll be back next year. And knowing my luck, I'd have been all the way around here recording, telling you some interesting or not so interesting facts, and there'll be no audio, because that's just seems to be how this day has started off. I did have a phone with a better camera and a bit more storage space on it, but when I went to switch it on this morning, the battery was dead. We do somewhere at home have a GoPro, so I might find that out, see if that still works. But yeah, back in the 1800s till well into the 1900s, all of this would have been under a blanket of fog from all the coal smoke from the mills. It was a right grotty place. There's a guy that I follow on Twitter or X, and he's been a photographer pretty much forever, and he's got a lot of really interesting photos of Halifax and surrounding areas. So I'll drop his name in the description, a link to his Twitter page, so go check him out. And if you do, maybe just drop a comment just saying that you found him from this video. You never know, he might like that, you never know, being Yorkshireman and all that jazz. And that's, yeah, up here, beautiful place to walk around. In the winter it gets a bit interesting. It's amazing how much the landscape changes in the winter. I mean, right now, like you've seen from that sign, it's August, so it's lovely. to film somebody opening a gate. You might not like that. And so just over this wall here, there's Crossley Heath School. Now my granddad went to that school when they could only wear shorts. Probably wrote with quills and got the cane if they were bad. And now then, let me just see if I can get just round this corner a little bit. You can see well over in the distance, or maybe you can, I hope you can, but well over in the distance there's Emily Moore. That's the big television and radio mast. It's probably all upgraded to digital now. If not, then it'd be pretty useless, wouldn't it? Considering there's no analogue. There behind them bushes, there's wall to keep the kids in. Yeah, but behind there is Crossley Heath. And so yeah, we've nearly made it round Saville Park. Not named after the famous Saville, like I said. Feel free to fact check me on that, but I'm fairly sure that I'm right. Beautiful dog. Absolutely beautiful dog. They're so intelligent, and them dogs, it's unbelievable. I need to get a t-shirt printed with something on my back saying, "Don't worry, I've not lost the plot, I'm filming for YouTube." You just see the church poking through. Beautiful place. Well, from the outside, like I said, I've never been on the inside before, so we'll see. Well, we're nearly back at the car now anyway, so it doesn't take very long to walk around the park. We might come back when it's all open and have a proper mooch through the actual middle of the park. There is somewhere down there, not down that one, down the next one that I like to go as well. It's called Albert Promenade, and you can see right down through the valley in that, which is quite stunning really. But there's something, I don't know, just quintessentially Yorkshire. So just about back at the car now. Gonna go faff about with this video, see how it goes. If you're still with me, which I hope you are, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and give it a thumbs up if you like to as well. Just drop me a comment, all that sort of funky jazz. And now, because I think this is one of probably the first sort of video like this that I'll have put up on this channel. And so if people are subscribed and they get a notification saying Jamie's Adventures uploaded, and they're like, what? That's because I've changed it from Unthrown to Jamie's Adventures, because that's my name, and it was available, crazily enough. So for now, I'm Jamie. I'm your Yorkshire walker. And I'm out. Peace.